Hi guys,
Hello people,
I'm
I'm
Milena,
Lola.
and we're watching Vinland Saga.
I'm so fun, I'm so excited.
Yes, very excited.
I am so excited to watch.
Love this season. I enjoy this season very much.
Yeah.
Love everything about it.
Yeah.
Especially the dynamic that Thorfinn and Einar have.
Yes.
Can't wait
and the
to
potential
see
of it.
Well, yes.
I mean, most of the potential
I
of it.
think it's gonna be. I think the potential is gonna be reached, at least in some ways. You know.
Yeah.
It's put on purpose in there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed season 1. I loved season 1. I loved everything about it. So I don't have a doubt.
Yeah.
That this is not gonna be as good. You know.
Yeah. I just think the show is perfect. Like, I literally can't fault it in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the story it's telling and how it's telling the story and how it, like, chooses to now go slow and basically, like, for the entirety of the first season, just introduce you to Thorfinn and, like, keep him in the same place. And then, like, after that, let's say, start developing his character. I mean, we're yet to, like, let's say, see that. But, like, it's gonna come. I just think that's, like, they're taking their time. And I love that.
Yeah, I love that as well.
I love that so much, and I really like that we have now new characters. I mean, it's just mostly Einar, like Raynar. I immediately adore him.
Yeah, but
like,
that's, for example, that's what I would like to have more.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have more characters,
yeah.
honestly. I love when in some shows we have a lot of characters, you know.
We now have Snake.
Exactly, we now have Saga. We met him, and that's the only thing that, in my opinion, was a bit missing from in season 1, to be completely perfect. Mm-hmm. For example, let's say Attack on Titan or Full Metal Alchemist. Mm-hmm. They have so many characters, and I couldn't pick one who I love more. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to have more of, more characters in this show. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna also, I think, follow Canute at some point. You know,
soon.
Yeah, and like
it's not like he's gonna pass the whole season. Like it's been with Iceland. It's just a matter of time for us to see him.
There's 24 episodes, so like, you know, at some point we're gonna get to that, especially because like there's a story there. Considering he is not the king, he is the prince, and the king is Harold. So you know we have to change that. So we have to see that, and like we have to see Torkel. Yeah. Where's my boy Torkel?
Yes.
I miss him.
Yeah.
But we got introduced to Snake. Snake seems like someone with a lot of potential for me, character-wise.
Yeah, he had a very good introduction.
Yeah, just very good entrance. And, I mean, I guess we're gonna, like, continue off where we left off. Yeah. Like, he just stopped Fox from killing Thorfinn, who was who wanted to die, you know, who had no will to live.
He let Fox cut him a million of times.
I mean, he's
cuts
missing half of his ear, and he did not
cuts all over his body.
Yeah, and I think Einar also, like, heard Thorfinn and saw Thorfinn and, like, now knows how little will Thorfinn has to live. And so, like, you know, he's gonna know that, like, something.
But I think this was very important, in my opinion, to be shown. I think now it's a first step.
Can't go any lower.
Exactly, and it's a
Can't
first...
go any worse.
Exactly. But for also Einar and Thorfinn, it's a first step for Einar to see how low of himself Thorfinn thinks.
Yeah.
And how God knows what he has been through. Yeah. So like I think their relationship can build now even more. Like the potential that we talk about, I think we are closer to that now.
And it's gonna let's say they start becoming friends in a way or whatever. Einar cares about him.
Yeah.
Thorfinn, we'll see what happens with him. But like Einar started caring about him, and then suddenly he finds out Thorfinn's past, and like how does that poor boy like deal with that? You know?
Yeah.
How does he?
I mean, I think eventually he's first gonna meet Thorfinn. Like I think he's gonna first start caring in some ways for him.
No, that's what I said. Like after he starts caring and everything, like that's when like the other shoe drops.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna be like very mad, but like after that. It's gonna be like
I think so as well. I think it's not gonna take him like half of season to forgive him.
Understand. I mean, Einar looks. It depends on what Thorfinn tells him. Like, he's gonna tell like, "Look, my dad was killed in front of me," and then
I don't think he's gonna say anything like that. Again, I don't know. I don't know why I'm going with this, but like for some reason I thought he was gonna say it like out of anger, but it doesn't have to be. God knows, honestly.
I don't know.
Like, it can go anyways.
I don't know, but like this is all I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Me too.
I'm really looking forward to seeing. Maybe we also have, what is his name? I don't know his name. Kettle's son.
Yeah.
Who didn't wanna
kill.
Yeah. Maybe now he's like, actually, I might just stay at the farm. Maybe I like being at the farm and doing this. Maybe I do not need to become a man. And maybe this is not a way for me to become a man.
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see. And basically that's what happened in this episode.
But honestly, that just proves you how easy it is in this show for people to go wrong way, to become warriors, to become Vikings, because that's all they've been taught of. Kettle's-son could have killed Thorfinn, you know?
I mean, because like it's kind of the environment where you grow up in. It's like it's what's the norm, let's say, around you. So like you can easily fall into that.
Exactly.
If you don't fight it too hard, you know, if you're
surrounded by it, like you can't even fight it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just how it's gonna be for you.
Yeah. And so like
we said, like you don't really have a choice there.
Yeah, it's just like the environment that you grow up in. Like that's like, as always, the things that like mold you the most are the people you surround yourself with, the environment, like your parents and everything. Like that's how you grow up. That's how you become, which is like very potentially could be very unfortunate, because like you don't have much of a chance. Like you could have been something else, but like we are is like a byproduct of our parents and environment and friends. And like one of those things can, like if one lacks, like if you have an abusive household but you have like a strong friendship group or like community around you, like that is always gonna help. You know, not even if you like grow up in where everything is shit, you can still, let's say, rise above it, but like it's much harder.
It's much harder.
It's much harder, like nearly fucking impossible, but like people can do it. All that to say, I don't know. All that to say, maybe a wake-up call for Kettle's son.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, I'm very excited for this episode.
Let's play it. Let's don't prolong this intro.
Yeah, exactly.
4.
Awakening.
Oh my god, that can be Thorfinn, that can be...
Thorfinn is awakening what? I don't think we're too early for awakening.
Well, a first step. Oh my boy.
My fucking love. Okay, look, you fucking coward. How dare you even call yourself a warrior? Come on, Snake. They're terrified of him.
Yeah. They're really scared. Love seeing this scene again.
They knew what they were doing when they like repeated this part.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you feeding our boys? We know. We've seen.
Awakening.
Oh my god, fucking instinct.
That was instinct. That was fucking instinct. My boy!
Oh, Charlotte.
The way I love you.
He knew it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know
the
how
way
he
he
could
didn't
tell
move.
that he knew it.
Because we didn't move.
Fucking Snake came in and did. Stop me like that. Oh my god, is this the episode? Is this like...
My boy!
I mean, Nashla told him like you really had no plan on how you're gonna live after you kill me. So like after he's dead...
He's gonna find it.
I love him with my whole heart. You too, boy. Like less than him.
I
because
mean,
I
much
just
less
know
than
you.
him. Let me just
like he has my whole heart.
immediately.
I'm gonna give you like 12% of it. So he has my whole.
災難だったな、二人とも。あの客人たちのいたずらには、いたずらで殺されかけじゃ構いませんよ。本当に殺されたりはせんよ。
We don't know that.
あのヘビって親分が来なかったら、本当にやられてましたよ。
Yeah.
俺たちの命なんか、虫けらほどにも思ってないんだ。
Guys like that.
だとしても仕方ない。強い奴が弱い奴を殺す。当たり前のことだ。
Shouldn't say that to
お
him.
前なあなあ、いいなる。
And that's not true. Was your father weak?
に絡まれた時は
That shoulder
つい
weak?
ていかず、私に言いなさい。傷がうむといかん。薬を塗っておこう。薬代など気にせんでいい。駆けつけるのも遅れてすまなかったな。
Peter. He's
ありがとうござい
nice.
ます。
Ironhead. Oh, the girl!
私に知らせようと畑の中を随分走り回ったようだ。
The wedding bells. Wedding bells! I can't. The juxtaposition of him and my boy Thorfinn.
私の古着で少し大きいだろうが、トルフィンにこれをやろう。お前なあ、パテールさんになんか一言ないのかよ。
Arigato.
あのな、こういう時はありがとうございますって言うんだよ。おい、いいねよ。
My sweet boy, he didn't grow up with any manners. Like, after year 6,
構わんよ。
it's called awakening.
I mean, we already started. He awakened
What a
some
nice
Volt
man.
おい、どこ行くんだよ。今日は麦刈り休んでいいって言われただろ。
He has nothing else to do.
森だ。こんなキスなんでもない。
待てって、俺も行くよ。
Poor Einar can't rest because of Thorfinn.
Well, he's gonna get his freedom faster. We need to do this to the whole wood. Woods.
あの身のこなし、ただもんじゃなかった。
No, he's not.
強い奴が弱い奴を殺す。当たり前のことだ。
Interesting.
Could he?
Yeah,
Could he learn in this episode?
I mean, it seems like he's connecting the dots.
Yeah.
お前、戦争に行ったこと。
War?
あ
What if I can call that slaughter?
殺したのか。
あ。
何人くらいだ。
Lost count.
そんなこと知ってどうする。お前、戦争が嫌いなんだろ。何人かなんて覚えちゃいない。たくさん殺した。5つか6つくらいの頃から戦場にいた。デンマーク軍のイングランド攻めにも加わったよ。
5 or 6. Doesn't even know.
俺は戦士だった。軽蔑するか、エイナル。
I was not prepared for this episode to be this.
How can you hate somebody who was 5 and 6 and was on battlefield?
俺は戦士だった。
His village running down.
I mean, he was also that big when he started killing people. And when he joined them.
何人殺したなんて覚えちゃいない。たくさん殺した。
Is he gonna fight back or is he gonna stop?
なんでお前は俺がうなされるたびに起こすんだ。殺した。大勢殺した。戦から戦へたくさん殺した。お前の家族を殺した奴ら、そいつらと俺は同じだ。
お前は
生きてると何かいいことありますか？今日まで生きてきていいこと一つもなかったよ。
お前は死にたいのか？お前がどんなひどい目にあったかなんて知らねえけど、こんな地獄でのんきにくっちゃべってられんのも、飯食ったりクソして寝たりしていられんのも、誰かが俺らを生かしてくれたからだろうが。なんもなかったらって違うだろ、違うだろ。クソったれ、甘えだ。そもそもよ、お前が俺の家族を殺したわけじゃねえだろうか。思い上げんじゃねえよ。
ありがとう、エイナル。起こしてくれてありがとう。
お前の寝言のおかげですっかり寝不足だぜ。
そうか、ごめんエイナル。
さっさと寝ちまえ。
Were they not lit up before? We like saw them first laying. I don't think they were lit up, and now they are.
Me too. You scared me more than.
Okay, no, it's short hair. It's one of those episodes where I'm like, I must sit and cry a bit. What can I tell you? A 10 out of fucking 10. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, it was a great
I
episode.
like this season. Oh, like if it continues like this, it's just gonna be ridiculous.
Honestly, I just
I love this.
No words how much I love this. The beginning of this season, honestly. It's just perfect, in my opinion. It has perfect pace, in my opinion. Everything they're doing with Thorfinn's character right now is, again, even better than I expected to be. Safe from anger. What have I been talking about? What have I been talking about? I just thought like this. What happened in this episode was impossible to happen anytime soon, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that like it does not make sense. Like everything was
when you
perfectly put there.
Because when you think about it, he has been so like worn down by
for
everything.
A year and a half.
Yeah, especially because of meeting Einar. And constantly, I mean, this is not like his nightmares and not like a new thing. I think he has been having nightmares for the past year and a half with all he has done, and now we were in his nightmare. He has just been really going through it all, and now with meeting Einar, with meeting someone who has directly suffered because of people like Thorfinn and like people like who Thorfinn was with, I think that only, let's say, amplified his sense of guilt, let's say, or like his remembering of all the things that he has done and how he like views himself. But like to go to the beginning, because like how did I start from the fucking end? I don't know. Because we started the episode where we left it off. Everything is connected to the same thing.
Yeah, and everything immediately started with Snake.
Yeah, oh my god.
That was actually the first thing that got something, that moved something in Thorfinn.
That allowed him.
Yeah, to later think.
To maybe think of like, do I want to live? Yeah. Like, is my body really...
Which is a perfect beginning, honestly, for anything. For him to move forward in any way possible.
But just because, like, it's so ridiculous, because he got reminded by Ashlot.
Because they...
In that one moment when he switched his eyes.
Yeah, they looked similar, and this one attacked him.
And like his body just like immediately moved. It was like one of their duels.
Exactly.
He immediately moved and fought back, and Snake like knew that was gonna come. Like he was really looking closely at Thorfinn. To have the ability not to move when someone is cutting you and like hurting you in such a way, and like you're not moving. You're not a regular person.
To have ability not to be scared.
Yeah.
Not to beg for your life. Yeah. Because regular people would.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to have suffered a lot through your life.
Yeah.
To not want to live anymore.
Yeah. And like pain, even in physical form, is not new to you.
Yeah.
Like being hurt, knives, battle, whatever. It's nothing new to him.
Yeah.
He didn't blink.
Yeah.
And like Snake, like seems that he is very smart, and he saw that, and that's why he attacked Thorfinn, to see if he would defend himself. Like if his body would basically take over, because like when he wanted to, let's say, die, he, let's say, made a choice to not move. He's like whatever, but like when he's taken by surprise, his body reacts, and that's when he told him, seems like your body still wants to live.
Oh my god, and that shocked, that really surprised Thorfinn in that moment. You could see that he was very surprised by that. He even said something along the lines, do I really want to live? And to do what?
Yeah.
And like you said, that's exactly what Ashala told him. You didn't even think of that. You didn't even think of what would you do after you killed me.
Yeah.
And you can see that he didn't, because like after Ashala died, he didn't have any motivation to do anything afterwards, to live afterwards, you know?
Yeah, he was just basically waiting for that to die.
Yeah.
And do nothing else. But now when he saw that his body fought to live, like for a second,
I think that got him thinking.
Like that ignited. We have in the intro, like we see his like silhouette, and then there's like this fire burning within him.
Yeah.
And it's basically kind of like the smallest ignition of that fire, where he asked himself, like, do I want to live, and what do I want to do if I wanted to live? And when he asked himself like that question, that like opened up some type of door. Of course, this is not now like, oh, I'm a new fucking person or whatever. It's just like there's this possibility that wasn't there an episode ago. You know, there's something that has happened within him that had like a lot to do with meeting Einar as well.
Yeah, I mean, he opened up to Einar afterwards.
Yeah.
I think he did that because he wanted to talk about that, maybe, you know?
You know, because he was telling him, you know, I did this and this. I don't know how many people I killed, whatever. Like, do you hate me now?
Yeah.
Like, kind of wanting to prove to him that he should be hated. That, like, Einar should, let's say, be, if he wants to kill him or whatever, that he should, you know, because, like, he has done so many awful things, sort of like as a punishment. Like, wanting Einar to punish him for the things that he has done. And Einar, during the night, like, you can see the entirety when Einar kind of realized that when they went to the woods in the beginning of that scene to chop more wood or whatever, and he ran back everything that happened with Thorfinn and like could easily connect that he was definitely in a war. And like he asked him like, how many people did you kill? Like 5, 10? And like if he can't give you an answer, like then it's so many. And we see Thorfinn just like it was just him, and then the trees that are cut, and then some trees that are like grown, you know, basically like cut trees as in like life that is taken. And I thought the visuals there were like fucking stunning. And like he was telling him honestly, it almost seemed like he was speaking to himself more than he was like even speaking to Einar whenever he spoke in this episode, like that he doesn't know how many people he killed. And then we went through this whole sequence of him. He said like I was in battle or whatever, I was in a war since I was 5 or 6. Like he doesn't even fucking know the exact age where he was. Like it's such a blur to him. But like he remembers, we saw him as a kid, and then we saw him when he is like killing all those soldiers left and right. Like we have seen this. Yes. And like what I thought was interesting was like the way that those soldiers looked. To me, it almost looked like a child looking up at someone. At someone that he found like maybe scary or something. And like just fighting it like that, and like almost not seeing them, not viewing them as people. No, you know? Literally, because like Thorfinn was killing left and right, and I just think he was not, you know, he was not stopping to think. And then like suddenly that one soldier, his face turned into, you know, the grandma who not saved him, but like who took care of him in like episode 3, I think, of season 1.
Fed him as well.
And who he kind of betrayed. Who died because of him, you know. And he is being haunted by that. He is screaming in his sleep. Like that was the nightmare that he was having this entire time. And I did think that when Einar was on top of him, I did think that he started squeezing it. I thought he was gonna stop. I didn't think that like Thorfinn was gonna stop him. I thought he was gonna stop, but then you like realize that at no point was he, because like when you heard Thorfinn, like moans of Thorfinn, but like you at the end you realize he wasn't even choking him at all. He didn't start. Thorfinn just started moaning in his sleep because of his nightmares, so he didn't even fucking touch him at all.
No, honestly, you know? When you said like is he gonna stop or is Thorfinn gonna stop him, I definitely thought at that point that like he was gonna be the one to stop him. That it would be a shocking moment for me if it was the other way around, because I don't think Einar would ever be able to go through with it.
I didn't know,
but like in that moment we went to Thorfinn's nightmare, and he was fighting in that nightmare, and then I thought maybe he was unconsciously gonna start fighting.
It could potentially be just like another, let's say, indication of his body you know, not still wanting to live. But it wasn't. Einar never started choking him, and that boy, honestly, fucking Einar, I said I give him 12% of my heart. He has 30. I'm giving him 30 now. Because like what?
How does that exactly work?
I was thinking, I don't know.
Does Thorfinn get 70%?
No, Thorfinn gets 100, and then like 30% I'm sharing, you know, with someone else. 30%.
Okay, then like the other.
He has 100%, but like 30 can be shared with Einar. You know, like that part of me that loves Einar loves Thorfinn, and loves Einar even more because of his approach towards Thorfinn. But just like Einar, I was thinking about this when he was remembering himself as a kid, and you were talking about how like you said something along the lines of like, you know, that he knows that Thorfinn was like 6 or 7 when he started like being in this battle. So like something in the way that like, please understand, you know, that like he was,
when somebody, I understand what you have been through, and I understand that you would hate everybody, every single person around you that you know have been killing people like you, and like your family have been like regular civilians, you know. But he said a story that started with like, I was a warrior and I was with them since I was 5 and 6. When you were 5 and 6, you don't make a choice. You can't make a fucking choice. So like, you've been born into being a warrior, been born into killing people, and that's what you did to survive, let's say, or move forward or anything. And that's what I thought, like, please, to Einar, like, just if you think of that for just a second, I would understand that if he wasn't even able to think of that, you know. But like, what I thought was like, if you just think of that for 1 single second, you would not be able to hate him as much as you do, or you would hate others.
But I just thought like, in those moments, like, he doesn't need to, let's say, understand someone like Thorfinn, you know. He doesn't need to forgive him or something like that if he doesn't want to, because like, he was also a kid, you know, when he lost his father. He never went this way. Even when he lost his mother and sister, I mean, his mother and sister still, he had them in his life, so he grew up with a lot of love until he was older than Thorfinn. I mean, he still lost them very young, you know. He was a teenager, and like, still, you know, he's not that type of character who like turned out the way that, let's say, Thorfinn turned out,
but
who
I
like
think
was
also
filled with anger and like need for revenge.
I think also what is very difficult with Thorfinn is the fact that he was alone.
I agree.
You know, like, he was alone and he went immediately as a 5 or 6 years old with Ashla. Maybe if he stayed with his family, maybe he wouldn't have turned out the way he did.
No, I agree.
Like, you never know.
I agree with all of that. I'm just saying, like, Einar is that Einar like didn't need to do all this and to, let's say, understand Thorfinn and look for like some explanation. He really didn't. But like, because he has suffered so much and lost so many people, and he is fairly young. I mean, he is maybe a bit older than Thorfinn, like they're somewhere around the same age. And yet, like, he still, knowing all of this, is not... I thought, like, when we came to this, like, knowledge that he was gonna be mad for a couple of episodes. Like, I thought he was gonna be very hurt and mad at Thorfinn, but he very quickly, let's say, saw Thorfinn and was able to... Just the fact that he had that moment where he could understand Thorfinn, even through everything he's been through. Like, he knows that he has nightmares, and the way that he speaks about himself, like, you see that he is very broken, and like, you know that he killed so many people. Like, he didn't kill your mother, father, and sister necessarily, but he could have killed someone other, mother, father, sister, and father, you know. But like, still, for him to give Thorfinn that does so much for Thorfinn, and I think it's incredibly selfless.
Yeah, honestly, but
he is just sunshine. He is such a good human.
Yeah, but honestly, I think I even expected it to go down this bad, because I just thought in the beginning that he would have met Thorfinn a bit better. Mm-hmm. You know, that he would understand that Thorfinn has a good heart.
I think that's what makes it even more powerful for him. Because like, he didn't necessarily need to
but
know
I think
Thorfinn
he
so
still
much
was
to be
able to
empathize. To kind of understand that he has been through things.
I mean, the fact that he has...
And like, let's say, kind of...
And the fact that also he was willing to die an episode ago.
Yeah.
That immediately tells you that like, he must have suffered so much.
Yeah.
You know, if he has no will to live.
Yeah.
Anymore.
And again, to just like put aside the anger and hurt that you feel towards Thorfinn. I mean, towards, you know, people that have harmed your family, but like there's people that are like Thorfinn, let's say. Like, just to be able to put that aside, you know, and to... Because when Thorfinn was like waking up from his nightmare or whatever, and he was screaming and his hand was like moving up, like he grabbed his hand and like woke him up and stopped him from like screaming. Like Thorfinn looked at his hand, and his hand looked like, I mean, it had shadows, but it looked like, you know, a hand covered in blood.
Yeah. No, honestly, I just love that we got him as a character in this show who is not who did not kill anybody, who is not a warrior, who has no will to be one, and who is a very, very kind-hearted person. Yeah, I'm very...
again, it's the thing that goes...
and he's also suffered so much.
Yeah. And the thing that goes with the message of the show, like I know in season 1, you know, when we were watching it, and of course Vikings are killing people left and right. And I remember, like, there was a lot of comments that would say things along the lines of like, well, look, it's that time. You can't put today's morality or whatever. You can't judge it by that. And like, I understand what they're saying in a way, but it's not even me judging it like that. It's the show. It is the show judging them like that. Because like what the show is showing and like what at the core of it is that type of a warrior that Thor's represented. It's that type of unconditional love that we have been speaking about. It's what Einar to me represents. That is the core of the show. So yes, sure, we can't like maybe value things through today, but like the show does, you know. And like I thought that was always like what was at the core of it, which is why like people like Thor's and the Einar and Canute or whatever were shown as something to, let's say, strive for.
Yeah.
You know, like the show did that. It was not me doing that. It was the show. It was the show going with that message. You know, it is my favorite aspect of the show. I think the show has a lot of heart with that. And again, Einar is a true representation of it.
Yeah.
He's just such a fucking good, decent human who has gone through so much sorrow in his life. And yet still he wants to live. You know, still his mother's words are resonating with him, who like didn't even finish her sentence. She said like, as long as you're alive.
Yeah. And who does feel anger, but does not want to let himself become a monster.
Exactly.
Like he feels anger, he wants to
understand
hurt
over his
Thorfinn,
anger,
but like is able to understand him.
Yeah.
Or try to understand.
I mean, that is just very powerful. And that is what is gonna be for Thorfinn the most important thing, because here is someone who, like, first, because, you know, Einar remembered what Thorfinn said about wanting to die and how nothing good has happened in his life. Yeah. And he got really mad at him for saying that. Like, how can you say that? Like, how can you say that there was nothing, like, so many awful things have happened in your life, so like there is nothing for you to, let's say, live for, or like that nothing good has happened to you, when like so many bad things have happened to him as well. But like there were also so many good, and there were people who loved you and people who wanted to protect you, and you're here today because someone also wanted to protect you, you know, like Thor's. You're here today because of that. Like, how can you say that nothing good has happened in your life? Like, just
honestly, that is true in many aspects, but in my opinion, that is so hard for Thorfinn to even come to understand. Like the things that Thorfinn has survived. I completely understand how he is where he is right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he grew up in this environment. Yeah. Like it's almost impossible.
I honestly think he did not have any choice in his life. It has been made for him when he was 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah,
and that's so tragic in my opinion.
But that's why someone like Einar now being with him,
or even maybe later in the future leave as well.
Yeah. Like anyone, but I think again at this point the person that he needs the most is someone like him, you know. And he said,
I think he's gonna help him tremendously.
Yeah, he even told him thank you, and like in the middle of the episode, like Einar was telling him, you say thank you to the man who gave you medicine, because like Thorfinn like has no, you know, he didn't get to that part. He didn't have parents to teach him that part. It's not like fucking Ashal was going around saying, say thank you, you know, teaching him manners. That was not happening. So he didn't grow up in that way. And then like he said arigato to Einar, because of what he did for him, and then he also said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And of course, Einar said, like, you're not the one who killed my family.
Yeah.
Just like shut up and go to sleep. Basically, like flustered and still, like, very hurt and angry, but like being able to put that aside.
Yeah.
Because he understands. I think that is the best of humanity. Like,
no,
that is
that
the
tells
best
you
we
everything
can
you need
offer.
to know about Einar as a person, as a human.
This episode was ridiculous. This was
Yeah,
like
it was
really, I did not expect this at all. And even the fucking end, Canute. I first thought it was Canute, then I didn't think it was Canute because like when the wind blew, it was like a bit shorter hair, and from the like intro, he has like a longish hair. And but like when he turned around, that's Canute.
Yeah, but like we didn't see a scar.
Yeah, but like his scar is here.
I was looking.
Yeah, I
thought they were gonna do that so that we would know
too.
that it's him, but like they didn't show us the scar.
That's Canute, right? I thought it was Canute.
I mean, I checked on TV Time and everybody said it's Canute.
Okay, good.
I guess it's Canute.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see in his face, it looks like Canute.
No, but I thought like maybe like Harold and Canute, they're brothers. They could look
that's
very
what I
much
thought.
alike.
But like then, I never thought Harold looked anything similar to Canute.
Canute is too pretty, so like Harold, we don't know what he looks like, but
I don't even imagine him having that pretty
blonde hair.
Yeah.
No, that's Canute. That's
Definitely.
Canute. We saw him, so I feel like next episode is about Canute.
Definitely, I think next episode we'll have
Canute.
I mean, maybe we'll be a bit with Thorfinn as well, but like I think we'll mostly be catching up to.
I want to savor these moments when we're at the farm. I don't know how long we're gonna be here, how long it's gonna be, like, let's say, in a way, peaceful or whatever, but like give it to me as much as you can.
I mean, I think we still need more time.
Yeah, of course,
we
but
still
I
more
love
time
that we
to
are.
think what we want to.
I
where
love that
we
they
want
are
to
taking time.
Me too.
To just like concentrate on that without like. I mean, sure, they try to kill them, but like, it's not like they're in any type of battle, war, whatever. Like it's really mostly about the mental state of Thorfinn.
Exactly, and that's what he needs the most in this. Honestly,
that is what we need the most as well.
But honestly, I am very happy with the pace and the way they're building Thorfinn's character.
Yeah,
like the writer is doing that. Yeah. I am more than satisfied. Like everything around his character have been perfect since season 1, and I think this was exactly what he needed.
When we saw the shot of him in the forest, I was like, Attack on Titan. Keep the children away from the forest. And he's like deep in the fucking forest. I mean, also appropriate very much for this show.
Yeah, he is very deep in the forest.
That's it.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you very soon. Bye.